Hello, y'all. I hope y'all doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful myself, y'all. I did. I'm lying. I'm lying. Y'all, I was riding down the road picking up my little people. I call 'em my rodents. Picking up my little rodents. And I listen to some of y'all talk or some things like um I was I had clicked on before I clicked on it. There was this little short about Miss Nettie and Charles. So I'm like, okay, that was so funny. Kiki and laughing. And all I'm gonna say about this is anybody who wants Charles, go ahead and grab him. Okay. Anybody who wants Charles. Charles seems like he has the personality of a dead Billy Goat. Okay. Just the only personality that comes across him is when Miss Nettie is not around or when he eating. That's the only time. So somebody's sitting there lusting after Charles. I don't know what to tell you. And y'all can say, oh, I can cook better than him. Y'all can make all these little funny things. I literally think somebody over there watching Miss Nettie just to see her say, Charles, your lunch is ready. This same man have to ask Miss Nettie if he can play his game. And she said, yes, baby, he about to go play his game. He has to ask Miss Nettie. One video, he had to ask Miss Nettie if he could play his video game. Yes, he did. And he gets on here acting tough Tony, talking about, I am a man. I do what I please. I don't have to wait on him. You know what? I can't. I can't with y'all shenanigans, okay? And when somebody make videos or make like gag fun gifts about it, guess what? It's probably true. Somebody right now is rubbing their nipples together, their fingers between their nipples, and saying, "Oh, he is so hot. Look at Sling Blade's little brother." I'm just saying, okay? You know Sling Blade, you know Charles, then, okay? Because they got the same personality. All right. Well, I didn't come up here to talk about Charles, but that was funny. They were sitting there talking about Miss Nettie. You better hide. You better go and hide and run because I'm taking Charles. And you know what? The worst part about it is Charles and Miss Nettie ever break up, Miss Nettie will have another one. She might be like, oh, what's a good name that might ring out of her mouth? Mm-hmm. Darius. Darius, your lunch is ready. And no pun, not be love's son. Okay, no pun. All right, so y'all, let's get into this thumbnail because y'all, like I said, I have an event to go to tonight. But this video came after the Charles video, and Diamond came on here just to show us nothing, right? Show us, oh, her son had to go back to the doctor, and so we were watching this, and y'all, I really couldn't watch it, but I could hear it. And then I guess it went to a different scene, and she basically tried to chew out people saying if her kids need help or assistance, that she's going to the emergency room. She don't care. It's her kids. She wants to be the best mom and do the best that she can. But I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Do you understand me? All right. So anybody who knows me, I am the archive, the archive queen. Okay. I can go back in my memory. Okay. I just got it like that. So we're going to rewind to the ER visit. All right. Now, I'm not going play by play because again, certain things sticks out to me. Okay. So we're going to the ER about a couple of days ago. ER, Russian ER, JR to the ER. All right. He's sitting there and she's doing a live. These are lives now. These are not videos, these are lives. So she's doing a live and explaining how her son is 11, 12, that he is not able to tell the doctor what's wrong with him. Like if it's a sharp pain, if it's a thinking or plinking and stuff like that, he's not able to tell her exactly what's going on. He's just saying, Mommy, my heart is hurting. Easy peasy. So they're basically evaluating him at this moment. He's laying there watching TV. They're even, the one thing that stood off was that he's not laying back. And there's a certain position that I'm assuming that when they evaluate you, they need to make sure that your blood and everything is evaluated, just leveled out. So basically, they're telling you to lay flat, but he's curved in a little ball. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'm not a medical. I'm not in medical. I'll just assume that they'll want you to lay back, relax. They might even give you a blanket. So if you're chilled, they just want you as comfortable state as possible, right? So when they come and they try to hook you up, they can see, okay, your heart is not beating as your heart is not beating regular, or is a irregular flow, right? I don't know the terms and the terminology for anything with the heart, so I'm not going to even pretend. But I'm just assuming. Okay, so when that scene gets off, she started saying this: RJ and his dad got the same similar conditions. But when Babe came to the doctor, they gave him medicine. And I'm assuming, I was wondering if they'd give him the same medicine. And then she went off to the deep end and said, do I have Benadryl at the house? Maybe he has an allergic reaction. Y'all, nobody's not questioning her. Y'all not questioning her. That is crazy to me. This mother is simply doing this intentionally to see what medicine is he getting. You didn't think, you said, ho, 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 ho. Why would he need medicine? What did the doctor say? Nobody in that live says that. Nobody said, hey, how do you know he has the same condition? Did he get tested? Because if he got tested, you will know how to prevent this or ABC, right? Because she basically said they have the same heart condition. And wondering if he was going to give that person, that baby, the same drugs as the father had. We don't question nothing. Okay, I'll let that slide. But now we're going to go a little bit farther up in Diamond's relationship with doctors and her children. Every child I'm going to just say the older two have ADHD. Nobody's not questioning this. And then now she's trying to say the third child has ADHD. Oh, we're not going to question about the baby? He couldn't swallow. He having a hard time. He chokes. And in the same sense, are we sure she's not giving him a heavy flow nipple? Because, typically babies, some babies, y'all, some babies like my daughter was Grady. Okay. She didn't want that slow flow. when she when she was 2 weeks old, she didn't want that slow flow. She wanted to eat and get it done. My son, he didn't mind his medium flow. Now I know every kid is different. And my Tyler, he was the one that wanted his slow flow. He wanted to enjoy his meal. When I tell you it took him about 45 minutes to eat one drink, take a bottle, drove me crazy. I would just put a hole in. Don't give him a medium flow. He wants to enjoy his food. He wants to stop. He wants you to burp him. He was one of those babies. Like, why? But I still can't face the fact that this child had problems with swallowing. And then now you giving him whole food and he is chewing it up and he's swallowing it. But to me, it felt like you was trying to throw him in the ER and doing some hokey pokey stuff. You probably gave him a heavy flow and he choked on it. So you run to the doctor and say, hey, doctor, he's having a hard time swallowing. I'm going to tell you this story. Now, Proxy syndrome Proxy, she might not have it, but she knew how to get the system. And you're starting to remind me of that. Okay, Diamond? You are. You're starting to remind me of her, right? All right. So this lady had about 5 kids. Okay. So she said, hey, do you want to come with me, ride with me to my daughter's appointment? I was like, sure, what the hell? Yeah, let's go, right? So her daughter had an evaluation. Now, this story is actually true. Okay. And it is a community of mothers teaching other mothers how to get their kids to test, to have a poor test with these evaluations. So the other kids that was eating a bag of chips, maybe some juice, some water. But this child that was getting evaluated, she had a pack of regular Skittles. She had a Snicker bar and she had a Mountain Dew. All right. I'll say she started cutting up within 3 minutes before she went in there. That sugar rush is like zoom, and she was bouncing off the fucking wall. All right. And that mother knew that she could not get, she knew that test, that evaluation was not going to go great. And it's going to be in her favor. Because yes, this child has some type of disorder and can't sit still. And yes, parents do it every day. Diamond, when you said that child wasn't able to tell the nurse what was wrong with him, and he's over 11 years old, but he can tell you, or he tried to talk to you, but you throw him off. Or you cut him off and you don't even give him the time of day, but he can tell you about a game. He can tell you about a show. He can tell you about ABC and your camera that we witnessed. But he couldn't tell the doctor exactly what type of pain he was going through. You had to speak for him. Doesn't that sound like Dee Dee Blanche? That would be the first thing I make sure my children tell the doctor everything was wrong with them. I don't say anything. If I threw a cup across the room, I'm going to be as honest to that person and say, hey, I threw a cup across the room and it caught his face. And that's the reason why he's bleeding. And I don't know what to do. So they're going to ask him the exact same thing. And maybe ask him a little bit more. But I bet you that little boy's going to tell the truth. Because he's going to be comfortable with me telling the truth. But some of y'all women, and then I think about it. So we're going to go forward. with the going to go forward with the evaluation of his heart. She said the doctor was giving her, okay, I think he needs to see a therapist. And she's like, no, he already has a therapist. And then you threw anxiety. Your children have ADHD. You know, I will believe more likely if Nika's kids had anxiety of having cold food or uh, getting like a taste of a piece of chicken while their mother get a whole chicken leg, maybe 3 of them, but they got to share some soft chicken legs and shredded on top of that. Nobody can actually enjoy the bone with the gristle. They got to just to eat the meat part. I would say Chrissy kids might have more believable of having anxiety due to the fact that they might walk home from school off the school bus and find that all their stuff is in a dumpster and their mom is telling them to grab everything. They got 15 minutes to get out of the house. Yeah, I can see that. But personally, your son have anxiety? No. They probably said he needed to see a therapist to try to come to a conclusion about you. And what did you say? Well, he's going to have to take some anxiety pills. He don't take anxiety pills. Y'all, I'm being honest as possible. You know, when I was a kid, we had this cartoon that was there, like there. These parents are now using their kids as local drug dealers. These kids don't take these medicine, y'all. You can't tell me these kids, y'all, we don't have to go back into some of our archives and look at what she said. She has 2 kids on pills, right? Okay. So if they're using it correctly, right? She got 2 kids on prescription for ADHD. And this is last year when it was in school. So she calls up to the pharmacist and the pharmacist is out. I think that's baloney. Okay. Majority of the time, if you're a regular customer at a pharmacy, your medication is first priority. Like I can see if you wasn't a loyal customer, but if that is your prime one, they first come is our loyal customers. So you called and they're out of it. They've been out of it for a month. Anybody knows about refilling? They automatically have your stuff on stock. You just call in, say, hey. They call you in about 10 days. Hey, I need pills. Not 30 days. That means that you was using it improperly. Yeah. Or somebody else was digging in the kid's prescription. Probably the one that allowed your house to look the way it did while he was sitting down playing video games. And you got excited when your doctor told you he had anxiety. Y'all, there's nothing that I'm making up that she did not already put out in a video. The sad reality is it might be too late for sometimes these kids. When y'all watching these ladies' channel, don't be typing in You such a good mom. And you know deep down inside something don't sound right. Stop texting these people and telling them how great as a parent and you're doing a good job. You're your only child's advocate. But using your kids as a drug dealer. Because you can't tell me that both of your kids have ADHD. And what killed me was somebody who said they are their child's, they'll do anything for their child. Don't you think you probably need to take him off of that prescription while he's in school? I thought you said he's having a hard time and his material and the material is getting harder and he's having a hard time catching up. Don't you think he shouldn't be zooming out? Do you think he need to be in a zone? See, most of us don't want to speak on this because we don't want to be incorrect. For somebody to stay in a hospital with any child at any week of the weekend, we don't question them. I could see if she never put it on here on YouTube, but she did. So you keep on sending any child to the ER. Nobody's at the ER is not paying attention and writing notes. Your doctor is not getting an alert that ABC is at the ER with this child again. I personally think she has to use her kids to get certain things because probably the little boy over there that sits down and play video games all day, he probably got a flag on him with some hospitals and that follows you. Oh, we don't want to talk about that now, do you? He sits around there saying how hurt he is. He's hurt. And he got shot in both legs. Never once heard you say anything about special therapists, PT. Never heard you say, babe, got to go to, you know, some type of therapy for his legs to get it built and tolerance for pain and all that great stuff. If you got shot in the leg. And I'm assuming he got shot in the leg, not recently, but a couple of years ago. And he's still in the same state. Y'all, when she did the clean with me, y'all saw all these prescription pills on the floor. You know, that's how I'm starting to think. That's how she needs to bring it in now. I wouldn't be surprised if little Ez may have to go and get some liquid Tylenol 3. Well, he can't tell you that he's hurt, but he can. Nobody didn't question her about, well, if he's taking a bottle good here, why is he not taking a bottle good when you're off the camera? Now, I'll be honest with you. Her kids have very bad manners. Like they speak when she's speaking and they, what else they do? Squeal. You seen that little, her Naori will get in the camera, just chew with his mouth open. I wonder if she gives him the cue to do that because y'all notice she don't edit those out. He will get on the camera and find something to put in his mouth and chew with his mouth open. It makes me wonder if she's giving him the cue to do it. So it looks like he has ADHD. Y'all understand my drift? It's not obsession. I promise you. I wish it was that easy. But this is how it starts. Parents will start doing and manipulating their children to think and act a certain way. They know they don't need it. So who's benefiting from these drugs? Oh, explains it. Now, am I saying that's the case? No, I'm not. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. Let me use my kids to keep on going to the ER room and try to figure out what kind of drugs. And do I have Benadryl? I'm gonna see if they can give me some Benadryl. What you need Benadryl? That's what y'all use Benadryl for. Okay, okay. What if he gonna get this and that for her for the anxiety? Why would he need that? Y'all, I'm one of these people. I don't even give my kids vitamins, not because they don't need vitamins. It just I just don't. I feel like if you're giving them a well diet, they don't need it. I mean, it's nice to have it, definitely around cold season, but I just think they need to eat more veggies and fruit and what's in season, and that's what I think. They can eat meat and proportions and stuff like that, and they can eat their what I like to call their quick food, such as noodles and um, what's my son's mozzarella sticks, and my son likes to make his own pizzas now. And you put it in an air fryer. My daughter will make grilled chicken and the stuff. They eat what is you get what I'm saying? Are they bad kids? Sometimes. And it's okay. I remember I thought my daughter needed that. And somebody set me down and said, girl, if you don't stop this foolishness, you don't want them to ever start drugging your kid. That is going to be your downfall. What happens when they get of 18 and they pull them from that? I don't know. Well, you better know. So when my daughter had her little crazy spells and I go back and forth at the school, did I whip her? No. I'm like, girl, why you can't act right? And it got better. It got better. Now sometimes I'm like, girl, why are you so? What did I do something? Because she's quiet. She's not my butterfly that she used to be. But she's very quiet and observant. She sits back and she studies and she focuses. But if somebody didn't tell me that, she most likely be ADHD, anxiety, this and that. I have a homegirl that got her kids on every type of drug and they're on a therapist and all they probably wanted was a hot cooked meal on a Thursday. They just wanted you to be dedicated to them. They don't have anxiety. They don't have any problems. And I think it disadvantaged children. Definitely when parents are so quick to try to get a check from their children. That is a hustle, y'all. I don't know if y'all know. Let me say she got ADHD. All you got to do is now Google any symptom and you can tell the doctor this is what my child has. And there's some doctors who be like, okay, no follow-ups, no plan, no action plan, nothing. And then when they go to school, it's up to the teachers to deal with what you don't want to deal with at home. Because when you're dealing with them at home, you pump them up with that medication and you go on your way. Or vice versa, they really don't use the medication and you go on the way and they figure shit out. I'm sorry. Diamond, you're no far good mother. Y'all, if my son told me his heart was hurting, y'all, and I'm gonna just be as a mother as possible. Go lay down. Come to me about 30 minutes and tell me if something's wrong with you. All right. Normally, it's probably something that he didn't want to do, or he didn't want to. Most kids didn't want to go to bed. So my heart hurts. You wasn't concerned. You threw that camera up and did a live. Y'all understand where I'm coming at now? Dee Dee Blanche used to record Gypsy's every move. Every move. She goes to a new doctor. Hey guys, Gypsy, say hi to the camera. And then she'll do a shut off, or she will, do a certain look. And Gypsy know how to act slow. I think she do it now. Gypsy still got her mother manipulating ways. Even I can see it on these cameras. She do an interview, she can revert back to a child like. And I'm like, nobody's not saying nothing about this. I'm like, that husband better run. He better run, okay? Because the way that she flipped her voice, like she was talking, hi, and then she flipped it to a child, nobody didn't freak out. I will freak the F out because this girl, I'm just saying, I will freak out. If yeah, I don't know if y'all seen that interview that she flipped her voice. She flipped it and nobody didn't say anything. She did that high pitched Mickey Mouse voice on live. But she's adult now and she's been better. She's recovering. She knew how to play the system. All I'm trying to say is, Diamond, your kid's gonna learn how to play the system. That's all. And maybe it might not affect them, but it might affect your daughter, your son has kids. And this is their only way of doing something right, is doing this cycle. Y'all, I'm not, and somebody might say, hey, she's just jealous because Diamond got a babe and she don't have a babe. No, that's trifling. Nobody's not questioning you taking your son to an ER visit late at night, and the first thing you do is pop up the camera. When your son had a evaluation, the first thing you did was pop up a camera and tell the people, hey, then you got to come back and explain or debunk how other people felt. Saying, hey, I'm going to take my kids to the ER room anytime and every time. Yeah, we see. Because again, if my 10-year-old told me and said, hey, my mom, my heart's hurting, do you think you're going to survive in the morning? Yes, okay, go lay down and we'll go see your doctor in the morning. Now we know when our kids are hurting. We know. And if our kid was hurting about his heart, you know. We know. I don't understand. I don't know if y'all understand. When you're a mother, you know. I don't know if anybody woke up in the middle of the night and your kid is throwing up or about to throw up. I don't know if anybody woke up and you're ready. Mommy mode ready. You hear that cough? Are you okay? Out of nowhere. I don't know how fast I became. Are you okay? Yes, mom, I'm just coughing. You sure? Normal mothers don't take their children to the ER for every little thing. We just don't. We know how to maneuver sickness. I don't know how in the hell I know to bring down a fever, but I can bring down a fever for a kid. All right? I don't know. There's some things I'm starting to pay attention to. I don't know. I know now that, hey, kids, take a little bit of tea tree or spear. We have spearmint because my grocery store ran out of peppermint. So I bought spearmint. Just put 2 drops in your shower so you can once a week can clear you up. Okay. I don't know how I know that, but I do. I know, but I don't know that that's some steps. When your kids are sick, you can say, hey, don't drink milk, don't drink soda, and eat something light. Is your stomach hurt, your head hurt, mucus? Okay, so you got to drink some fluid, drink some water, boom, boom, bam. But Diamond, she makes that shit look so complicated. And it probably was a long time ago. We just didn't see it. But we should definitely have said something when she kept saying that baby was choking and he was he wasn't swallowing. And now you can go back and look at something new. That baby eating rice, that baby's eating for some babies that could not swallow. Pay attention to what I'm saying. They had a problem with swallowing liquids. He knows how to chew and bring down food. You don't hear nothing about the swallowing part, right? You assume that it might, they probably won't outgrow it. But you'll see like the transitioning for real food might be completely hard. But it wasn't. That made me think, did she give him a heavy flow so she can show the doctors he's really can't chew, can't swallow? Oh, is acid reflux or is there? Girl, that boy was eating rice with greasy oil meat. Acid reflux. Yeah, y'all, we can't make this shit up. But in the meantime, I am about to go because I ain't get ready. I'm going to go pick up that little person and a few. And y'all, I think I'll be back because I really wanted to speak on her because this was ridiculous, y'all. 100%. I don't think children, if we're adults, if we see certain things, that is our responsibility. Not to call CPS, but to speak on it. So people are as aware that we do see this type of behavior. Is that behavior is okay to announce? Okay. Now we're causing any harm? No, but she's not going to be as sloppy as she's been. Okay. Oh my gosh. And also, this can save her because if I don't tell her this, guess what? Who knows? Somebody might be knocking at her door saying, well, we're just going to come and evaluate and do a prescription count. Do a prescription count. Because I don't think children should, I think they should stop now with the anxiety and the ADHD. I'm not saying that kids are not, but they should be able to. We are a advanced nation that they should be able to find other resources than just giving kids medication. Is it trying to figure out the source or the root of their problem? Is it because of ADHD? Is because there's too many blinking lights in the classroom? There's too many posters, or vice versa. Um, it's the same thing. They deal with the same thing. I don't know. Um, I don't really believe in. I do believe in ADHD and OCD. I do believe in it, but I don't believe in it as a. It's something that you're born with. I think it's environmental. Anxiety is environmental. Depression is environmental. I don't think it's something that it is passed down to family. I think it's just always in your mind. So that's just me. And for somebody who deals with had dealt with depression, it started with the mind. It didn't start with the blood. It started with the mind. Um, what's more exciting is pressure. Sometimes people need that extra pressure. That's usually why people work so well under pressure versus when they don't have it, they seem bored. So does that mean that I have ADHD because I let my work build up and I like the pressure zone? Like, yes, I won. So we don't know what goes in these kids' minds to pump them up with medication. See, adults, we can have ADHD. And then some of us can break it down like, oh gosh, I need to get this clutter out of my house. I can be functional. I can sleep better. I can make a better meal. Let me learn how to turn off my devices. That can help with ADHD or anxiety. Let me put on soft music. There's different sources for us to help us with ADHD so we don't have to take pills. So why is there not doctors that's saying, hey, how about we do this and with drugs is the last resort? Because I personally don't feel like the kids are actually getting it. All because Diamond came back and said that her kids haven't had their prescription for a month. And if anybody knows about prescription, they don't give you a prescription in advance. So if their kids didn't have prescription in a month, it's probably most likely was probably because they abused it. And they don't want the doctors to be alerted for it. So why not tell the students and the teachers, hey, they haven't had it and now they're saying bullshit. We know. They don't have, they probably just call somebody and say, hey, do you have this prescription? Yeah, but we gave it to her this time, that time. I think sometimes some medicals and social workers, they can do that. They can do that. Yeah, they have that authority to ask, hey, did this person pick up that prescription? Why? Because majority of the time, that shit is government funded anyway, and they have access to it. So try to miss us with lies later. That is probably the real reason why your kids didn't have their medicine. And that's probably the real reason why you had to rush him suddenly to the ER late at night and say, hey, something's wrong with his heart. His dad have the same issue. Oh, he got anxiety. I wonder what kind of medicine prescription they're gonna give him. In the same breath, you said, my son is going, he's behind. He's behind. That medicine can make you behind. It can slow you down, it can stop your focus, it can make you, instead of just having a functional 10-year-old. So what your kid is behind? So what they get sidetracked? A lot of us do. But teach him to stay focused. But hell, you don't stay focused. But y'all, I'm done talking to Diamond, Wine Glass, and Chill. She can be upset and call me a hater, and I got a man and you don't. But I also have common sense as a mother. So what? My kid is a little bouncy. And I'm talking about my Tyler. He's very bouncy to a extent. Then he can wing himself off. He can. I noticed like recently, he is super duper energetic at like 10 o'clock at night. But then I realized he needs his sister and his brother in their little cottage. And he can go to sleep. If they're down, he can go to sleep. Easy peasy. Mama, I don't care. She can sleep early. But I need these two in bed so I can go to bed. Easy. He cuts up. Hey, we play, we hug. Sometimes kids just need TLC. And if you're not busy giving your kids TLC and you're busy with loving on that new child or vice versa, loving on that baby daddy, that's what they do. They do that to act out so they can get attention. You ever thought, even if he's something, even he did say, Mommy, my heart hurts. Did you sit back and just hold him? Say, come here. Well, now what's wrong? Like my son, y'all. He's my road dog, and I understand. My mom probably get mad and say he got to go to school. So my son will come and say, "Mommy, my stomach hurt." Oh, okay. And then I look at him and say, "You need your stuff. You really sick, or you just need a day off." He just tell me I just need a day off. I love it. Okay, you got to ride with me. Okay, we can grab a little. We can come back home, get some lunch, or we can share, like we get two cheeseburger meal and we share the fries and get him a drink. Yes, it's cheap, but you being cheap. We got food at the house. But I realize that is his time that he earns from me. That could be so many factors that children suddenly needs to reach out to their mother. But I doubt it very seriously. He needed his mother to be on live that whole time. Something serious, such as his heart hurting. Something serious. My life will never be important than my son's heart. If he did have the same condition as his dad. See, these parents talk extremely too much. We can't, and when I say we, is anybody that reacts or say anything, question it. It's not lying. We can't lie about certain things. It's the truth. They put it out there. They say it. I'm just questioning it. Your son's heart is hurting. Why did you go on live for 3 hours? Y'all don't understand. The ER, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to just go and tell you my ER visits. One ER visit was my daughter put a bead up her nose. I know. Okay. My son was about 10 months old. He pulled on the string, hit his head with the iron in it, gave him a little dash in his forehead. My son, he was running in a house and he fell back and hit his head. And when I came home, I checked on him. Then I was working at a second job. And I came back home and he was basically still telling me how his head was hurting. So we knew that he fell back and hit his head. That we did that basic don't fall asleep, stay up for an hour. And when he said his head was hurting, that scared me extremely bad. Okay, because I don't know what happened. Okay, cool beans. All right. Um, this is still English. English been into the UR 3 times, but this is from being 10 months old, maybe 5 and 9 years old, was the freaking Black Plague scare. Girl, you kind of slow, right? Thinking your child had the Black Plague, but that's between me and God right now. All right, and that's it. I feel like, yeah, that's it. So basically, oh, that's bad. Oh, he's been in the ER room 4 times. My daughter's been in the ER room 1 time. In English, I don't want him there. He probably did, but it probably was in and out and short. So I'm gonna just be thankful that I don't remember. But y'all understand? Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? No, that's four visits. I'm sorry. So 3 for English and 1 for Leah. All right. But how many ER visits did Diamond had in the last 6 months with her kids? That's 6 months. This is over, I'm gonna say, good 12 years that I've been in the ER for all my kids. It was 4 times. This girl probably have it double or triple time she been in the ER in the last 6 months. Mine is 12 years. Hers is just 6 months. Nobody don't question this. And when when my son fell, when my son fell, I think he did something else, y'all. I'm curious. He did something else. He went to the ER for. He did something else. I don't remember. He did something else, y'all. English is something else. He did something else because y'all, I can remember, and I remember the lady was like, I said, ma'am, I said, she said, oh, we haven't seen him at this ER since he was 10 months. I said, yes, and that was unfortunately. And she's like, oh, no, I think this was like a careless mistake. And you know how they have to ask the kids the certain questions, right? So, like if it's alarming of some type of abuse or something like that. So and again, he hit his head. He fell back and hit his head. So I think they had to ask him questions like, okay, tell us the event that happened. What was you doing? So, and I let him have that interview. And I basically told her I wasn't there, but I knew the backstory. But now he's complaining 6 hours later that his head is hurting. So, of course, they gave him a little, he thought that was the most coolest thing, getting in that CAT scan. Only him. So, moral of the story is, I choose not to go to the ER. If there's anything that can happen during the doctor's visits, I'm there. Okay, I am there. But be honest, and my daughter probably had another one because she had a stream of strep throats. She did have another one. She did. I do remember my daughter had a stream of strep throats, and one day my mom took her temp, and she was like over 101. So she don't play with her grandkids. I could have 101 temperature too, and my mom was like, girl, don't get out of my face. But if it's her grandkids, she's stopping everything, or she's stopping me from doing everything and taking her to the doctor. But, and y'all, this is just honesty. Like, no parent shouldn't be in the ER room. Doesn't matter. At least no more than 3 times a year. I said what I said. If your child is sick, you should know the protocols of taking care of them. It's not because you're a super mom and anything like that. If you have a certain amount of kids, you should know how to take care of your kids in the correct protocol. And that is, hey, if I know my kids want to get sick every year after their shots, okay, I need Tylenol, I need a thermometer, I need to make sure I have water, I need to make sure I have soup, I need to make sure ABC. I don't rush to the hospital and say, "Oh, my kid, I think his temperature." You know, parents they know what temperature is getting in a minute. All right, his temperature was 110. Oh my gosh, Diamond, I see you. I don't care what anybody says. I see who you are, and I'm slowly thinking you're going to try to stay this ER type of mom for entertainment content, and somebody should start, looking into you. Doctors, teachers, guidance counselors, they should start looking in you. All right. But I said what I said. Y'all have a lovely evening. I might catch y'all, I might not. Later on tonight, just a chit chat about me, because I'm going to do me time tonight. And then I have to go to work tomorrow morning. Y'all bless my little heart, okay? Just bless my little heart. Just bless me. No, no, just bless me. Yeah, my job has I don't know what kind of sale it is, but more of the story is they mailed out these little flyers. And it's a little, that little flyer like, hey, you want $1,000. So not only that I'm a receptionist, I'm getting those phone calls. I got that phone call since Wednesday, okay? And I just talked to one of the ladies and she told me that they're still calling. Like, hey, is this real? Do I get my $1,000? And I'm like, yeah, with the rest of the 50,000 people they sent that brochure to. But you can't tell people that. So now we're trying to figure out why people are so like ecstatic about this little flyer. And I'm like, gosh, it's hard out here, right? Right before tax season, they're gonna put this little gimmick like you won $1,000, and they're excited. Okay, they don't care. One lady said she traveled 2 hours just to find out she did not win $1,000. I'm like, it's sad, y'all. It's sad that they do that just to get somebody to come in to get a car. And some people are that damn gullible. But I'm in the car business, everybody lies, okay? I'll talk to y'all beautiful people later. Bye.